Welcome. Today, we're going to tackle some of those really tricky special cases in SAP S4HANA's automatic account determination. You know, all those complex financial postings that just sort of happen in the background? Well, we're going to break it all down. Let's get right into it. So, have you ever been in the middle of creating a purchase order and you just stop and think, wait a second, how does the system know which GL account to hit for this freight charge? Or what about when you're buying something that doesn't even have a material master record? It can feel like magic, but I promise you, it's all pure configurable logic. And we're about to pull back the curtain on how it works. So, here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll get a quick overview of these special cases. Then we'll see how SAP defaults accounts for items without a master record. After that, we'll really dig into the accounting for both planned and unplanned delivery costs. And of course, we'll wrap it all up with the key takeaways you need to remember. Okay, so first up, let's talk about these special cases and account determination. Really, it's all about understanding the why behind these automatic postings. Because, mastering these scenarios is absolutely crucial for making sure your financial postings are accurate right from the get-go. And that means fewer errors, cleaner books, and honestly, a much, much smoother procurement process for everyone. So that brings us to our first big challenge, defaulting accounts in purchasing. How does SAP automatically find the right GL account? This is especially tricky when we're buying something that isn't a standard inventoried item. This is where the system gets really, really smart. And the hero of this part of the story? It's the GBB transaction key. Seriously, think of GBB as the main signpost. It works hand in hand with something called an account grouping code to point SAP directly to the correct GL account for your consumption postings. It's the key to the whole process. Now check this out. What's so cool is how SAP actually prioritizes its search. So if an item has a material master, it's super simple. It just grabs the valuation class from there. Done. But what if there's no material master? Well, here's the clever part. The system looks at the material group the item is assigned to and pulls the valuation class from there. And if all else fails, it just defaults to a blank valuation class. So it's got a backup plan for its backup plan. And the best part? You're the one in control of this logic. It's not some hidden black box. In customizing, you can literally go in and map your valuation classes directly to your material groups. It's a pretty simple setup, and it's what makes the magic happen, saving you and your team a ton of manual work on all those one-off purchases. And here's a little pro tip for you. Out of the box, you can't just pre-assign a GL account in purchasing docs using a simple parameter ID. But with a small tweak, activating the setGetParameter function, you can actually turn this feature on. It's a fantastic little customization that can make things just a bit more efficient. All right, let's switch gears and move on to our next big topic, accounting for planned costs. We're talking about things like freight charges that you already know about when you create the purchase order. Let's walk through a really clear step-by-step example to see exactly how those financial postings play out. Okay, so picture this. We're buying a stock material for 100 euros. Simple enough. But we also know, right up front, that there's going to be a 20 euro freight charge. So the total value we expect to add to our inventory is actually 120 euros. Now let's see how SAP handles that. So, the moment we post the goods receipt, the system does something brilliant. It debits the stock account for the full 120 euros because that's the real cost of getting that material onto our shelves. But then, look at the other side of the entry. It splits the credit. 100 euros goes to the normal GR/IR clearing account for the material, and the other 20 euros goes to a totally separate freight clearing account. This keeps everything perfectly organized. Okay, next up, the free invoice arrives. Let's say it's for 22 euros. That's our 20 euro charge plus 2 euros in tax. The system credits the vendor for the full 22. Then it debits that freight clearing account for 20 euros, which perfectly zeroes out the entry we made during the goods receipt. And that last 2 euros? It goes right to the input tax account. It's all clean, balanced, and perfectly tracked. So you're probably wondering, how in the world did SAP know to use that specific freight clearing account? Well, the secret is something called the account key. This little key is assigned to the freight condition type right inside your purchasing calculation schema, the pricing procedure. It's this key that points directly to the right GL account for these planned costs. It's a different mechanism than what's used for the material itself. But what about the costs you don't know about when you create the PO? The ones that just show up. That brings us to our final scenario, handling unplanned delivery costs. These are those lovely little surprises that arrive with the final invoice. This table lays out the difference perfectly. On the left, you've got your planned costs. You know about them, you enter them in the PO, and they get posted to their own nice, tidy clearing accounts. On the right, though, are the unplanned costs. They're a complete surprise. By default, SAP just kind of spreads that extra cost across all the different invoice items. But you do have another option. And that other option is the UPF transaction key. If you have unplanned costs, say for extra packing or some admin fees, and you don't want them to inflate your materials value, you can configure the system to use the UPF key. This tells SAP to post all those unplanned costs to a single, separate GL account. This gives you way better visibility and control over all those surprise expenses. Wow, okay, we have covered a lot of ground. So let's boil all of this down into a quick cheat sheet with the most important things you need to walk away with today. So if you remember anything, remember these 4 things. 1, GBB is your go-to for defaulting consumption accounts. 2, the valuation class is the engine that drives that determination, whether it's coming from the material master or the material group. 3, account keys in your pricing procedure handle your planned delivery costs. And finally, 4, the UPF key is your special tool for isolating and tracking those unplanned delivery costs. So, I'll leave you with a question to chew on. How could just one single incorrect setting in this whole complex web of account determination ripple through the entire system and actually end up impacting a company's bottom line on their official financial statements? It really goes to show just how critical it is to get these details right. Thanks. Hey everyone, and